Peace fam, it's the Pressure Cooker and I'm back with another video. I hope you're having a happy Monday. I'm going to be slowly pumping out some videos here and there, so bear with me. If you have a video request, you can drop down and right up below. So I want to talk about this tampon shortage because this is affecting a lot of women, and sometimes I think people don't realize there's other options. So I want to get into why this tampon shortage is happening and what you can do, some tips and tricks. So stay tuned to the end of the video. Okay, so first let's talk about why there's a tampon shortage. Now there's different things. I read a couple articles. Some of them are saying it's only specific brands that are running low, such as Tampax. That's not necessarily true. Yes, there are maybe certain brands that are less than others that are available right now, but really there's a lot of issues that's leading up to why we don't have why there's a shortage, right? So the first thing is a supply issue. Okay, due to the pandemic, there's a lot of raw materials that go into making tampons, and some of those are cotton, rayon, and a lot of those same materials were also used to make masks. So this is part of why that supply, the material chain is disrupted because it's being used for something else that's super important, like the mask for the pandemic. The other thing is that transportation bottlenecks. So I don't know. There's different ones that's happened in different parts of the world. I know here in Canada there was a couple boats that just didn't get the supplies where they needed to. There were things I couldn't find, simple basic things for a long time, like a shower cap, not the regular basic shower cap, but I like to use sturdier ones that I can use for a while, and I couldn't find it for months. So simple things just weren't available. Also, I'm not sure how much the war is currently affecting it. I'm not really sure. I couldn't find any information about that. There's also inflation. Now, we already know there's a lot of stuff that's going up in prices. So if you're already dealing with that, the last thing you need is to not have, something that many women use every single month. And on top of that, it's expensive. Okay. So this is a huge problem. Okay. I think we're still in the middle of a baby formula shortage. Same thing with, tampons. I'm not a tampon person, but every woman is different and every woman gets to choose what is best for their body and what they like and what makes them feel comfortable. So I want to transition into period products that you can use, menstruation products. First, I want to say, I think, I don't want to say as a society, but I think in the Western world, we have really bad relationships with ourselves as women and our periods. I know for myself, it's just this embattled relationship for years. And finally, I shifted that. I would say right before getting pregnant, I shifted that perspective, and my monthly, some people refer to it as moon time, has been so much better, so much happier since I've shifted my perspective. And one of those things is, really thinking about what you use for your moon time, for your period time. Okay, guys, there's more to life than tampons. Okay, so the things that I'm going to share with you are things that I use, and also if you run into issues like supply issues, you won't be as affected or at all because you have these things that are reusable. They're better for your body. They're better for the environment. The costs actually over time is cheaper. Okay, you might have to invest a little bit, but over time it's going to pay itself back. Okay, you have a better relationship with your body, and sometimes your cycle could end up being shorter and lighter. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is a Diva Cup. I've talked about this before in my channel, or a menstrual cup. There's all types of brands. You don't have to get a Diva Cup. That's the one I use. It's awesome. If you want me to do a Q&A video about the Diva Cup, put that below, request a video, and also put your questions. I'm happy to answer what I can, either in the comments or I can do a video. Okay, the Diva Cup is awesome because you can leave it in for several hours. Okay, you feel cleaner. Once you get the hang of using it, it's just a so much better experience. Okay, it's way better. And yes, there is a learning curve. It took me about 1 to 2 months to get used to it, but once you get used to it, I promise you it's a dream if you like it. I think if you are a tampon person, a Diva Cup might not be that big of a deal for you because it just doesn't feel weird. Okay, the Diva Cup is, I think I paid for my first one like $35, and you know how you take care of it. It's 100% silicone. You boil it, and you obviously wash it frequently. With every use, you always wash your hands. and it lasts for a long time if you keep up with those practices. You know, make sure you're keeping it clean and all that. There's a whole bunch more to it, but it's really, some people get caught up because they think about, oh my gosh, what do I do? There's, again, if you shift your perspective about that time of the month and what you use, it really, really isn't that big of a deal. The next thing that I switched over to, once again, this is a newer thing that I've done, Diva Cup I've used for years, never looked back, is cloth pads. Now, I was grossed out at first at the thought of cloth pads, but let me tell you, honey, it is on point. Okay, first of all, there's a whole bunch of really cute ones, okay? They're super soft. When I tell you, I mean, it's just super soft, right? It just feels like you're sitting on a cloud. Like, it's crazy. And also, I don't really, they're very, like, it doesn't look super thin, but they actually don't feel, because they're so soft and they're quality materials, you don't really feel it. So that's something else. And they're way more absorbent than a regular pad. So even when I was using regular pads, which I still do, I use organic pads, because people don't realize there's a lot of bad materials that go into some of these products. And if you are menstruating for that big part of your life, just think about what it's doing to the environment and what it's doing to your body. So there's a whole bunch of wins for switching to cloth pads. I can do a video on how, you know, to make it easier to take care of them, to, like, it's really not that big of a deal. Once you do it, for me at least, I was like, oh, this is really not that big of a deal. Okay, just like people who use cloth diapers, okay, it's a mindset thing. So obviously you can keep other things on hand, disposable things. It doesn't completely eliminate them for some people. Like for me, it doesn't, but it certainly reduces the cost. I think I paid like $30 for 2 cloth pads, but they're going to pay for themselves. Okay. You're going to have them for a long ass time, and they're going to pay for themselves. So this is what I want to encourage women. Go out and get you some reusable period products. It doesn't have to be these two, but make sure you have them on hand, because you really never know what can happen. There's other things like period panties, never use them, so I can't give you a review on that. There's so many things. Make sure you have those things, because you never know what situation you might be placed in, okay? If y'all ain't learned that from the pandemic, okay, stay ready. Okay, so if you have questions, put them in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.